Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Ron Swanson. We're joined with Victoria today. I don't know where Paula is. I'm assuming Paula's on her way or our internet's there. I don't know. She should be here. But we've got a bunch of stuff to talk about today. This is Monday. My mum turned up this morning. This afternoon, and like we basically had two very large glasses of red wine, and I'm a little bit all over the place, but that's okay. It's Monday. All right, it's Monday. It's the way it goes. So, Victoria, how are you? It's been a while. How have you been keeping?
I'm really good, thank you. Yeah, it was my birthday on Friday. Got all a little bit wavy, and then carried it on through till Saturday, and feeling it now.
Yeah,
getting 21 again.
Right. Absolutely. Why not? Why not?
Don't any older than that, which is wonderful. But yeah,
Paula.
Hello, Paula. I had a very successful interview with Andrew Lowney. That went really well.
Good.
Back. And yeah, channel's doing okay. It's doing all right.
Good. Yeah, Paula, how are you doing today?
Thank you for birthday.
Very well. I was late because I was getting in an argument with this idiot who's supposed to come and fix the AC. Listen to this.
Okay.
The guy, it comes outside. I have no AC. And then the guy, because the AC's got screwed up. So I make an appointment. And then the guy comes outside and he goes, you know what? I can't find parking, so I'm bailing. And I'm like, are you serious, mate? There's literally 2 parking garages right in front of here. And you pay like $2 per hour or something like that. And then I was really angry. So he comes now and he says, this is about 2 hours ago. He goes, I'm outside. Is there any free parking? I said, I don't know, mate. Because his company gives him parking things, And then he doesn't answer. And I'm waiting here like an idiot for an hour and a half because he says he's coming right up. And then he doesn't answer the phone. I was on the phone complaining, and the guys are going, well, yeah, he shouldn't probably have done that. You think?
Yeah, I mean, probably not. I mean, he's probably really hot too. Do you know what I mean? I get it. I'm not taking his side, Paul. I'm on your side.
Better be on my side.
I'm on your side.
Happy birthday to
Thank you.
Exactly.
Happy birthday to you, Victoria. Feliz cumpleaños.
Very much. I share the same birthday as Camilla. We are twins.
Don't touch me. Why did you have That's not something to brag about.
Oh, God. Well, look.
Also, the Hoff. Who's Knight Rider.
The Hoffenstein.
Yeah.
Well, look, before we get into our main topics, right? Paula had mentioned something, and I want to talk about it because y'all must have heard about Christopher Nolan's new movie, right?
Yeah.
The Odyssey, right? And like Christopher Nolan is going to great extent now to protect the image of this movie. Like to the point where YouTube channels and Twitter posts and Instagram accounts are just having posts completely removed. When it comes to the memes,
they're not allowed comments either.
Oh man, the comments are down.
They're not allowed them anymore.
It's just bananas the way this movie was handled, and I want to hear what you guys have got to say. Let me know down in the comment section because the what the hell is the name of the person who has been getting a lot of the flack? I can't remember what the hell her name is. Oh no, that's here. It's right in front of me. 1 second. Oh God, I don't know how this works. Come on, how do we where's the
Have you seen the memes about Elliot Page?
Thank you. Yeah.
I remember when I saw Troy with Brad Pitt. My dear Lord have mercy. I think I saw that movie like 6 or 7 times just Brad Pitt. When he did that opening scene where he killed the guy, and then you have Elliot Page.
Yeah, it's Did you see Elliot Page?
I'm supposed to go see it with Hendrik. Hendrik wants to go see it, so we're gonna go see it.
In like the brown suit with like the tallest security guard ever, coming out of one of the premieres of it in London. Like I don't know what they thought was going to happen when they put a 5'2" individual.
I'm going to correct something because they're saying that this is his biggest opening, right? That is not true. If you consider inflation,
what are we talking about?
Because they're saying that this is his biggest weekend opening. That is not true.
The Odyssey.
Yeah, they're saying, oh, it's 323 million compared to The Dark Knight Rises. The Dark Knight Rises was about 20 years ago or something like that. The ticket price was low. So actually, this is not a big opening for them. And this is with Matt Damon pushing this. This is perfect. That Lupita Nyong'o is the best Helen of Troy. You know what? I want to be cast as Rosa Parks. Not even me. I think Victoria should be cast as Rosa Parks, or how about
Yeah.
you be cast as what's the name of the guy? Dr.
Yeah.
King.
It's
I
wild.
have a dream. Can you imagine with your accent, Ron?
Martin Luther King.
Yeah.
Martin Luther King.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think there might be some uproar about that.
Right. But I mean, we're talking 124.5 million domestic. So I imagine that's America, right? And I mean that doesn't seem this movie needs to make $1 billion to break even.
Wow.
Like, just put that in perspective. Do you see what I'm saying? So like opening weekend in the States, 125. I don't know how good that is, but I know that Nolan is on a absolute campaign right now to make sure that the movie doesn't get memed into oblivion. So yeah, let us know what you think about the casting of this. I'm sure a lot of you have seen the memes, heard the controversies, heard the arguments going on for weeks. Let us know what you think down in the description. And I just wanted to point this out before we jump over onto our royal stuff. We've talked a little bit about Britain being set on fire, and Edinburgh was engulfed in flames up at Arthur's Seat today, which is not far from me. I mean, it's all the gorge bushes, right? And to be perfectly honest with you, that's like the gorge bushes catching fire. I'm not surprised in this heat that we've been having. I don't know if there's anything suspicious about it. I know we've seen a certain demographic of individual down in England setting fire to the very exact foliage that we're seeing now. Who knows? But it's happening in my city. Not very world news, but it's happening. So look, before we get into the Tate stuff, I want to jump in with the royal controversies. And Paul, are you there?
I think she's dealing with the AC guy.
Oh yeah,
he's not even here. No. I was just putting some things away. Sorry about that.
Yeah. So where do you want to jump in today? Starting off with our royal shenanigans.
Well, I think that Victoria has a very good story about Epstein and Andrew and some emails that you found, right, Victoria?
I do. I have a few have a few on Prince Charles and Epstein's very curious about his finances.
Oh shit.
If I can share that with you, because my email's a bit dodgy. Hold on a minute. Tech hates me. Actually hates me.
Yeah. Well, look, I hate to break it to you. This entire situation is tech based, right? Fast moving podcast world, babe. All right, like you got to get up to scratch. You got this.
Okay. Do you want to share it? It's at the bottom. It's the first one. I think this is a.
Do we know
as good as me? Look.
No. I've got to remove the old one first.
Yeah.
But have you removed all the emails from it? Is there anybody alive that's got any identifiable?
No. Well, Prince Charles. There's no emails in there.
Okay, that's fine. That's all I need to know.
That's not the right one. Sorry. It'll be
this one.
No.
This one.
No. Hold on.
Okay.
Where's it gone? No, it's the screenshot one.
Right. There's three down the bottom. What I'm going to do? Oh yeah, the screenshot one. All right.
Okay. Can we go down on it? All right.
No,
that's not it. Right, let me try and sort it out. Give me a second. Sorry.
So, I've been wondering when Charles' names is going to come out, because we know that Chucky Boy is involved deep in this, and I don't know if part of him going to the States was to talk to Trump, to say, hey, Trumpy, don't put me out there, because Camilla and Charles are in it. I mean, they are in it. They went to the island in 2001, allegedly, November 2001. It's not a good look. And we know that Charles loves to get money from people. There's emails from Epstein saying that he's donating money to Charles. He's asking about the Princess Trust Foundation. So it's very interesting to see that Charles' name is there. And a lot of times you see Charles, but they don't put Prince, but you know that they're talking about him, you know?
King Charles. Oh no, Prince Charles back in there, right?
Then Prince Charles, yes.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
There's a screenshot's come up now. We've got one here. So this here is one of the files to Jeffrey with regards to Prince Charles's tax affairs.
Make a larger one.
I don't think I can zoom in on it now.
Okay.
He's very interested in his tax affairs. The then Prince Charles. We've got a few others where they've actually dined together. Are we aware of this?
Oh, Prince Charles has dined with Epstein.
Yeah.
All right. Take us through it, Victoria. Take us through it.
Oh, it's exciting times. But listen, just you two are going to have to talk while I get it up.
Listen,
I'm just typing this out, but if you guys can...
We know that Charles used to travel. We know that Charles used to go to the States. We know, for example, because Don Jr. let it slip once in 1994 that he had met Princess Diana and Charles when they went to Mar-a-Lago. They were at Mar-a-Lago. This is one of the interviews that Don Jr. gave, that nobody knew about it. Nobody knew until Don Jr. let it slip that Princess Diana and Prince Charles had been at Mar-a-Lago with them, holidaying. So they did get around a lot when we didn't know about it. It's just that these people are just blurting it out. We know then that Charles was around Mar-a-Lago in that area where Epstein was. You know, it's just that they're doing their damnedest to disconnect the dots. But we're not stupid, are we, people?
This is the next one now. I found it. Hold on. Remove this one from the stage. Screenshot 2026. This one, the next one by my face.
I can't see your no. So
okay.
all I've got is the start screenshot 202, right? So I'll just need to throw them up.
Yeah.
And you can tell me if it's
not that one. Get rid of that one. It's the one after this one here. Yeah, this is it. So it says how much funds. So from Jeffrey Epstein to.
Can you WhatsApp all of these screenshots to me?
I can, of course, yes.
And then what I'll do is I can then put them up on the screen and zoom in.
Yeah, a bit larger. Yeah, that's fine.
And then. Because it won't let me. I mean, you're not doing it wrong. It's just the
internal system. Yeah, this is trouble I have.
All right, mate. You're all right. Listen, like I'm saying,
because the other one you can enlarge it. If she sends it to you, she can enlarge it. Okay, but it's gonna be interesting because people, you know, like so we know that they out Charles when nobody knew about it. Remember, and nobody made a big deal out of it when Don Jr. gave that interview. Nobody has actually said, "Wait a minute, 1994." Charles in West Palm Beach, you know? And we know that Charles loves money. He loves to get bags of money, untraceable funds.
Yeah, and they were very curious in the files as to what his tax affairs. They were keeping tabs continuously on all the royals' tax affairs, in fact. There we go. So this is the email. So it says here, so if we go all the way up, it says from Jeffrey Epstein to, and I can email anyone these, by the way, because I've got them, the originals. How much fun? And this is September 2018. Yes, indeed. An evening that featured Michael Wolff, Prince Charles, Sacha Baron Cohen, and Rose McGowan. Just getting back now.
Rose McGowan was the actress that outed Weinstein, saying that she had been essayed and passed around to elites.
Oh, I've got some with him in there as well.
Hang on. Just before you start saying anything, Rose McGowan, right, carry on. Sorry.
She's the actress that shaved her head, I believe. And she's the one who started the Me Too movement because of her, because she had been talking about, I think that's the actress, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. Hang on.
Maybe you can showcase her and show her so people know who we're talking about. Because people, as soon as they see her, they will be able to identify who she is.
That's what I'm doing. Yep.
Then you can put the one again so people understand who she is, Rose McGowan.
Yeah. That's what I'm doing. You don't have to wait for me. I'm producing in the background here. You guys just keep talking.
That's her. Do you guys remember her? Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, she's stunning.
So Prince Charles was with Rose McGowan and those little people there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's also a bit concerning that Sacha Baron Cohen was in the mix as well. He crops up quite a bit. Woody Allen more so than
Who's Michael Wolff? That name sounds familiar. Is that the guy who made the documentary with Epstein? There was this guy who's a producer that not a producer, but he was doing a very lenient podcast.
Yeah, I know exactly.
Is that him? That's got like a lion hair and stuff like that, and he's been questioned and stuff like that.
Yeah, there's a few different Michael Wolffs. We've got a journalist. We could potentially be a journalist or a German artist or photographer.
You have to send me that email, Victoria. We're going to do a video about it.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, here we go. Yeah, so there's a journalist. Yeah, that's what I've got here.
Yeah, potentially a German.
Where do they have the dinner? Do you know? Because they only say just getting back now.
So I'm wondering. There's another email that I have, and it could.
Is there more down below? Can you scroll down?
Yeah.
It's just sort of saying.
Yeah, that's just all footer go.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Send the next one over.
There is a similar one.
Here's the first one you sent. I'll get that one.
So we've also got. You remember the King's Speech, the film that was made?
Yeah.
Now Harvey Weinstein was heavily involved in that, but he was also
the producer.
Yeah, and he was also very. He was actually communicating with the royals at the time. I have an email here.
Well, he attended the Prince's Trust in London.
Yeah.
With Naomi Campbell. With Naomi?
Yeah.
We know who Naomi is.
Yeah, we know all about her. So there's another one here.
4 times convicted felon. She's been convicted 4 times.
Yes.
There you go.
Okay. There you go.
So
this one is from Peggy Segal. She was his assistant, PA, right? Is that correct? She was very connected also with Fergie. They were quite friendly. There's lots of emails back and forth between them. And she was almost there's emails with regards to arranging women between Andrew. I've got more. I'll send you more. Tom Hooper told me Colin Firth was going to show it to Prince Charles and the palace said no. Tom Hooper told me the palace said they will never know if the royals ever see the film. They said this on the Queen until it won all these awards. The King's Speech is going to win the Oscar. Is Andrew still coming here? So this is obviously to Jeffrey from Peggy. Can we entertain him with something else? What does that mean?
Yeah. And is Andrew coming here? Yeah.
Can we entertain him with something else?
Yeah, that's disgusting. Lower down, because I'm looking at this. They're saying, what happened? Did the Palax Nixit advice? Why is Epstein involved with? Well, I've done videos showcasing Epstein with Weinstein. In fact, the only video that's being removed completely from my YouTube channel is the one with Epstein and Weinstein together. And Charles. So this is very interesting.
See, we've got all this chatter up here about the Oscars, right? I'll explain when I see you. What happened? Did the palace nix it? Must be fix it, right?
No, nix it means that they got rid of it, or they didn't allow it, or they didn't greenlight it.
Please advise, King's Speech will not work. This is wild.
Remember that you're going from the bottom up. That's the
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Yeah. So King's Speech will not work. What happened? The palace nixed it. Please advise. I'll explain when I see you.
Sorry.
Okay, and this one is the next one from this. So you might want to read this one. This is quite interesting.
That's right.
I'll send it to you via WhatsApp.
Yeah, I got it. Don't worry.
Yes, I know I'm a moron on the computer. I do apologize, everybody.
You're good. You just
someone said that it's like teaching your mum how to use the internet.
Yeah. But you know what?
When he's with me trying to teach me how to do something.
You got to understand, like, I've been doing this a long time. You don't need to tell me each time you send something through. My system will tell me, and it'll alert you so that I've got it, so that we don't have to break the flow of the show. and then when it's up and it's ready, I'll tell you. Don't worry. It was just it's.
We were live when you were trying to teach me how to get back onto Discord. Remember? I so admire you. That was like a 40-minute live with me, getting everybody involved, my son, you.
Yeah. Oh, I remember. It's seared into my memory, Paula. Don't worry.
You do these stupid apps. You know that I'm very WhatsApp. And then you tell me, go to Discord. And it's like, what the hell is Discord? And I'm supposed to join.
It's 2026. All right. Like, can we all just get a grip here? All right. These are standard. Listen. No one wants to hear me rant. Okay. So
I'm old school, I was looking because I did a video about something that exploded on X, and I'm going through my old phone, because I still have one of the physical phones, right? Because I call people. I don't send emails, so I have the phone calls, like you can see the numbers that I call. I'm old school. I don't chat. I don't like.
The public need to know this, though. I mean, I feel like we're poised and waiting for this email. Right, and we're getting like a run. Do you want to go through your handbag? We'll see if you've got like a toffee that's fallen out of its wrapper, sticking in there, Paula. I know it's hot and you're frustrated, but let's pull it together, ladies. Right, okay. Paula, Victoria.
Yeah. Do you want to read it? You can.
No, thank you. I would not actually.
No, before we forget, we have to talk about this because it's all over the internet. After we do this, is Andrew Tate and his brother were arrested, and they're waiting.
It's literally on the thumbnail. All the things on the thumbnail, Paula, we're going to talk about. Okay,
I haven't even seen the thumbnail because I've been so angry about it.
You know what? Just high five me, Paula. You're my G. Right. So nice. Right. Okay, for the love of God, Victoria, just start reading the damn.
So, now to Jeffrey Epstein. We know that's his other email. A subject, Andrew's dinner. This is back in 2010. Now, this year's quite prevalent because there was a lot going on in that time. There's lots of activity on his emails in this year. I hope you had a great time. I did. I will get feedback from everyone in the morning.
Yep.
I have been emailing all night and must get a few hours sleep before I have to get up and pack for the Kennedy Center Awards weekend. The evening was sensational. Did you have fun? My favorite line. So, Andrew, tell us about the wedding. What are you wearing? He was not sure if I was kidding or not, and I was perfectly straight with him. I did leave him 2 copies of the King's Speech, one for backup, and begged him to let me watch the film. Weird. Watch him watch the film. I must get them both back. Harvey will kill me if he finds out I lent them to him. Harvey is trying to get the palace and Prince Charles to see the film. I told Andrew to say he saw the film in the theatre in New York. I will get the name of the theatre where it's playing. Please make sure Andrew does not say I lent him a DVD. Harvey will be really angry and probably molest him. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Whoa.
Molest him. I mean, I think that they think this is a verb because that's in Spanish, molestar, but doesn't mean the same thing as in English, right? But I think that he means to bother him or to,
Where are you seeing that? I'm at like
almost at the bottom.
Bottom. He didn't say molest him. I made that up. I inserted that myself. Okay. That's just a joke. Because
you can't do that. That's fake news.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Harvey will really be angry.
Rage bait everybody. She's just here to rage bait everybody. This Gaslight Monday on the Sean Atwood channel. All right.
Only because we know what Harvey Weinstein likes to do to people.
Yeah,
so why is he going to be really angry? Why would he be so angry? We'll talk to you tomorrow. Your table looked great and the food was delicious, Peg. So you can see that there was a lot of communication back and forth with regards to the palace and Harvey Weinstein as well. And Jeffrey Epstein was involved and has inserted himself within this production as well. Which is really interesting as to why he is involved in this too and why he's providing dinner for them.
That email in 2018 with Prince Charles having dinner with Epstein, that's in 2018. Already Epstein had been found guilty of all kinds of things. Also, that's another point for people to understand. I have a feeling that Charles went to either West Palm Beach or because I don't see Charles having lunch, inviting them for dinner unless he does Soho House, because we know that Charles likes to go to Soho House in London. As soon as he became king, he was photographed going in the back door of Soho House after he was crowned, when he became king. Why is the king going through the back door of Soho House?
Good point.
Well, I mean, let's be honest, right? If somebody had stolen 2 copies of my new movie, right, I'd probably be upset about it. And if I was the king, I'd be entering in through the back door of everywhere. Just to throw in like the other side.
The copies were for Charles to see it.
Advocate.
I mean, let's be honest. Charles shouldn't be sneaking in the back of anywhere. Let's be honest, right?
He's the king. People go to you. You don't go to city members club when you become king.
Exactly. And
you know, like it's actually an honor. Like the queen, I think we can count with our fingers how many times the queen went out to eat somewhere. It was like a deep honor when she, for example, when Margaret Thatcher, I think she went for her birthday right before she died or something like that. When Winston Churchill, and that she went to 10 Downing Street, and you know, there's very few events where the queen goes to restaurants, and that's an honor. Charles going to Soho House after becoming king, Ron Burkle.
Like, have we how much have we got tied down on Charles going to Soho House? When he was like, what have we got here? Like, give me.
Oh, I can give you the articles. He was.
Hell yes, Paula, pull it up. Let's go, my G. Yes, yes.
There.
Is this sounds like something I can get sued over. So yeah, bring it up. Let's direct them to the appropriate people.
He was busted. He was busted. The guy was busted. He didn't want people to know, but once it came out, here you go.
Hell yeah, here we go. King Charles visits Prince Harry and Meghan's secret. No, he does not.
Yeah, King Charles took time out of his busy schedule to pay a visit to the exclusive spot where Prince Harry and Meghan Markle had their first date. The monarch was spotted arriving at the back entrance Soho House's central London outpost.
Oh my God.
Strand, pulling up to the door in his Oxblood Bentley before exiting the royal wagon and entering the private members club. He slipped in relatively unnoticed, but delighted crowds had gathered by the time he left. So
what is going on?
This is why they had to make it public, because he was spotted.
Oh my God. This is, listen, right? Ron Burkle, the man that owns all of these establishments, has just done, like at the end of last year, he done a $1.1 billion deal to buy Soho House back from the shareholders so that it's no longer a public company. And the person that was at the head of spearheading all of this was Ashton Kutcher.
Yeah.
And Barbara and Paula and I done a show exposing Ron Burkle last year. And I don't know how much I can talk
about. Canoe and Island. Remember Canoe and Island? That suddenly Meghan and Harry popped up randomly, and that is
Just let me finish. Otherwise, I'm going to forget. Right. So we done a show last year exposing Ron Burkle, and I don't know how much I can talk about, so I'm going to leave out a chunk. But it turns out that person that we exposed was heavily involved with people's businesses that were around Barbara, and. 2 weeks later, someone slammed into the side of Barbara's car and almost like shattered her spine. And she was in recovery and all of this kind of stuff. So like Ron Burkle and the Soho House story has been in play since the day I met Paula. Since the day I met Paula, one of the clearest echoing rants in my head of Paula is Soho House, Ron Burkle, Prince Andrew, Meghan and Harry, the whole syndicate of then it went from the yacht girls. And I'll be honest with you, when you first meet Paula and she's like, oh, I need to download all of this information into your brain, it's a lot to take in. And now 4 years later, the butter's kind of been smooth. Yeah. It's so obvious what you've been saying for so long. This is outrageous. Outrageous.
Just to add to that, actually, Jeffrey Epstein was buying memberships for girls for Soho House, and there is some rumor that he also bought Meghan Markle's.
Well, this here, I'll hit you with something that isn't a rumor. We know for a fact that these Soho houses are, what's the name of the hotel they're usually next to, Paula?
Mandarin Oriental.
This is why I love Paula. She's better than AI. So, like, I tell you what, ChatGPT could have answered that quickly. That's what I'm saying. So we know because we have friends who are members at Soho in Canada and they've been through the underground tunnels that go from the hotel to
I've
Soho.
been to Soho House, which is very seedy here in Toronto. It's disgusting.
Apparently, it smells of like gym locker and shenanigans. That's
No,
what.
like a cheap Ho House.
I've never been in a cheap hole. Do I look like I go to cheap anything, Paula? Come on. Okay. I do everything.
I'm going to show you this because this is very interesting. I told you about this. I told you about this. I'm showing you this.
Okay. All right. Give me a second.
This is an island, Canoan Island, very close to Venezuela. This was financed by Venezuela, Maduro, who was captured by Trump. The biggest landlord owner there is an Italian guy who was just convicted of tax evasion and had to pay 280 million. So in this island where they have a massive you can land not an A380 Airbus, but you got 740s, like huge, massive jets. And they have this sun. If there is a yellow sun, it is money or drugs that they're laundering. If it's a black sun on the airplane, it's people.
Okay, Paula, we're going to dial in on this. We're going to dial in on this for a second. Give us a second, Victoria. So, talk about what Trump said about the cartel of the sun.
Oh yeah. Oh, that was interesting because I when that happened, he's talking about this sun, el cartel de los soles. It's in Spanish, right? Mm-hmm. And sol in Spanish is sun. So el cartel de los soles. But when you actually Google cartel de los soles, the sun cartels, you can't find anything because, and by the way, Trump was linked to Canoan Island until 2015. That's a ghost island. And yet it has a huge Oriental Mandarin hotel right next to Soho House. Mm-hmm. You know, and a runway fit for a 747 and huge planes. Insanity. Yeah. And the Cartel de los Soles, it turns out, I'm interviewing this reporter who does this in-depth documentaries. They work on this for 2-3 years, and then they sell it to BBC or whatever, mm-hmm. right? And he did a live with me, and he's like, Cartel de los Soles was linked to Harry and Meghan Markle because suddenly out of the blue, Harry and Meghan Markle pop up in Canoan Island, and it seems that Meghan Markle was paid to make sure that Harry showed up there to link royalty to Canoan Island. Ashton Kutcher is part owner of Canoan Island. George Clooney. Yes, they've been photographed there. But this cartel, then when you start finding out who the cartel is, right? I went to like Cartel de los Soles. The reporter said to me, El Cartel de los Soles is a deep state gang that is it's actually the deep state, like proper Rothschild government, Maduro, everybody. They call themselves Cartel de los Soles because it's deep government things. Like with Epstein, you would have somebody like Epstein, Ron Burkle. He's part of the cartel, right? Yeah. So it's not your average, like, you know, Maratrucha, you know, like the Mara or anything. It's like proper. And then they have this sun. They have this sun thing. They have this sun. I sent it to Ron. They have this sun as logo.
Yeah, the logo emblem. Yeah,
it's Cartel de los Soles. And I was like, what? Because people were going, what is Trump talking about Cartel de los Soles? There's nothing like that. It is a deep state gang.
We're talking about where the elite involvement ends and the boots on the ground begin. We're talking about the globalist vampires, the bloodlines, wherever you want to talk about it. This is their cartel. We have spoken to multiple survivors, and you've heard me ask about symbology and iconography, and black suns are something that are in people's memories from these elite abductions, and it ties in with the different iconography of the different departments. You've got it was people and fire, like, you know, weapons, and then the financial side of everything, Paul. That was like the three categories.
Absolutely. Right? Yes. And you know why it's so funny? Because you said that Ron Burkle wanted to finance to buy back Soho and privatize it again, so it doesn't go public. Well, remember that the deal fell through in January. That's when Trump kidnapped Maduro, and Maduro was one of the investors for this thing of Soho House, and he was supposed to put $500 million to help buy back Soho House, right? Wow. This Italian guy who's the owner of Canoan, in December, he was found guilty of tax evasion, and he was forced to pay over 280 million euros, about $400 million. So he was short on cash. Ron Burkle was short on cash. And then Trump screwed them all over when he arrested Maduro, because Maduro was going to pony up the rest of the money. This is why the purchase of the privatization of Soho House was halted, and it resumed back in late January, February, when Trump managed to secure some millions from the Venezuelan oil. Isn't that something?
Wow.
It's one thing after another, and how everything seems to be falling into place months after, for example, America goes in with super soldiers and defibrillator drones and all of this crazy madness, and then nothing. And also, so the earthquake. Where the hell did this? Was it Venezuela? Was that where?
It was horrible. It's horrible. But you know how the story in Canoan Island exploded, and if you notice, there's very little media on it. There's no media about it. This reporter wasn't this billionaire, because they're all billionaires, and they do kind of sell houses, right? So this billionaire was told that he had bought a beachfront house, right? And these people buy it without even going or looking. But when he did go to Canoan Island, after the airport was built, he found out that his home was not beachfront, but instead it was beach view. So he complained, right? And that's how the whole thing exploded and this is when Maduro later on was, I think that Maduro was about to snitch on everybody, because it was with Venezuelan funds that they built that massive airport, because Venezuela was landing stuff for these people.
Yeah, well, look, you heard about the earthquakes in Venezuela. It was in Venezuela, right?
Yes, it was horrible, yeah.
And the areas that were hit, and it's all planned. Like, I'm sorry, but those were not natural earthquakes that took place. And there's a whole story behind the destruction of the infrastructure and what they're planning on rebuilding, which we'll get into later this week, because I hadn't planned anything, so I've not got anything ready on it. So hang on 1 second, everyone. Can you just take over, Paula, for me, please?
Yes, of course. So can you imagine? I feel like sometimes this story, I feel like Candace Owens, when you start pulling a thread, if you really start with the timeline, it all links back to the royal family. In fact, one of Camilla's, the Queen of England, a friend, was also involved in this Canoan Soho House Island and buying back Soho, privatizing, but because Maduro, as soon as Trump kidnapped Maduro, a lot of their infrastructure fell through, because Maduro was literally financing that. The former president of Venezuela was literally financing everything. And if you notice something, there haven't been any news about Maduro. Have they processed?
No, it's gone very quiet. It has gone very quiet, actually.
Have they processed him?
Who knows? That kind of all that side of
should be front news, but no. Trump snatched him. The Soho House deal fell through. You have Ron Burkle scrambling for funds. Camilla's friend, who's an elite hotel owner, also pulled out. It was like they all got scared. I think that something went wrong between Trump and Maduro, and Trump just said, you know what, either you give me. I believe that Trump has been extorting people for money, and I believe that Maduro is like, screw you, no. So because everything fell apart, and now they're kind of getting a hold back of it, because if you notice, everything has gone very, very quiet.
Well, we didn't hear anything after that, so we just went straight to the next war, really.
Yeah. This is where Harry and Meghan went. This is when suddenly people were like, what do you mean Harry and Meghan popped up out of the blue? And then I found out that Meghan had been paid $2 million, because this guy, the reporter that I spoke to, actually, I think they're selling the story to BBC, because they do that. This is a television chain that they do these 2-3 year investigations, and he was investigating the money for the cartel and all kinds of things, and this led him to Canoan Island, because this billionaire complained about his house being beach view and not beachfront, and then a whole thing came up, and this is when that billionaire Italian guy who demanded, as one of the demands he made when he bought the largest part of the island, was that Meghan be brought to Soho or be associated with this, and that she bring Harry to the island. So this is why Meghan popped up in Canoan Island in, I think, October or something like that, 2024, 2025. I think it was 2024. October 2023. October 2023. One of the conditions he gave for buying the majority of this property was that Meghan come to the island for Soho House and they do advertising. Ashton Kutcher, David Beckham, George Clooney, all that group. And don't forget that Clooney hosted Harry and Meghan in Italy. Clooney is deeply involved in all of this.
Paula, is this the island we looked at that had like the runways?
Yes, that's it. That's Canoe Island.
Yeah, cool. You just keep talking for a minute on that. I'm going to try and pull the images up. We'll go straight to Google Maps is what we'll do.
Yeah, Canoe Island, it's a huge. We did that, remember? So everything fell apart because I do believe that Trump had a deal with Maduro. There was some issues there because Maduro, everything hinged on Maduro giving about $500 million to privatize Soho House. Trump was included in building all of this up until.
Oh my God. Like, it's just bananas. See when you see it like this. Hang on.
Okay, show it.
Right. Also, let me just reduce this. There we go. Right. So, I mean, look at the runway.
Yep. It's massive.
Like, I'm not being funny, but see if somebody wanted to be like a bit tinfoil hatty, we could say, here's the runway. Here's like the luxury part of the island. Here's where all the hunting takes part. You know what I'm saying? We've got a freaking beach house. Like, this is wild.
It's fully militarized. It's military.
Militarized. Look at where
the islands next to it. Look what the islands are next to it, because this is very close to Venezuela and the Caribbean.
Oh yeah.
Look how far it is from Epstein's Island, or also from Mystique. It's very close to Mystique. And actually, I know that there was a handover of because Mystique is the island that the royals go. It's very close to Mystique. And it's the island that the royals go to. They have their own police. They did the handover of some hostages. They chose Mystique Island for that. Between Venezuela, it was a hush-hush thing. And I was just telling Victoria that if you look at Maduro's situation has died down. Nobody's asking about him anymore. What happened to him?
Okay.
It's gone very quiet. But then the media shifted its focus completely, which is what they do. They've shifted it to.
This is so sus.
I sent you. Someone mentioned something about Jimmy Savile, and it's completely off topic. Well, after this, I wanted to show you something.
Yeah,
you can see the runway from afar. That's how big it is.
Crazy. That's so big.
I think it has 3 or 4 towers. It has also the guy the reporter, because he went there. Because you know what they did when Harry and Meghan did their photo thing? They brought boats and everything to make it look, and even then it looked like ghost town because the pictures are so creepy. They don't do white because there's nobody there.
I'm not being funny, okay? But this looks like a shanty town that I'm zooming in.
Yeah, it looks like the favelas a little bit, doesn't it?
Okay,
They have billionaires. They have billionaire homes there. That's like it's a ghost town.
Yeah, here we go. Now I imagine we're getting
those are the billionaire mansions.
Yeah, this is the fancier parts here, right here. Okay.
Soho House is beachfront there. It's by the beach. You move.
Yeah.
Soho House and the Mandarin Hotel.
But you're right, Ron. That does look a bit like the tops of the favelas. I know it's not, but it looks very kind of tin can.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's the core part of the island. That's for sure.
Yeah.
That's where the employees live, probably.
Yeah. Okay. Oh yeah, 100% it's employees. Yeah.
That's a lot of employees, though. Look at the amount of people that live there that are working for them.
But the island is Ghost Island. I kid you not. You know, it's very interesting because let me see. I sent you the images.
I'm still rummaging. Just give me a minute.
He's having a good old nose.
Yeah.
He's getting right in there.
Here, I have this. I'll show you this, Ron, so you can see it. I'm gonna share this with you because there's nobody, and the reporter was claiming that they brought boats and everything because there was nobody. It's really a ghost town.
Culture going on there.
That is some North Korean propaganda photography feeling vibes. Do you know what I'm
there's
saying?
Nobody. See, there's nobody.
Can we see any wildlife? Is it like see if you can see
nothing.
birds?
There was nothing there. They actually brought some of the boats that day to do photography because
That's
the
weird.
whole island this is literally a trafficking island. The whole island is
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong, they've done a good job of creating a set, but they've just understaffed the set for these photographs.
Yeah, and then you have Canoan Island here. They show you where Canoan Island is. You know, St. Vincent. Mystique is around here somewhere.
Well, do you know, but you keep like
It's 45 minutes from Barbados, or even a 15-minute trip from St. Vincent. So they're basically hopping between their Pedo Islands.
technically, right?
Look at this. Look at this, Roxy.
Yeah, one second, Brian. Technically, right?
Look, there's nobody.
They're into some old ancient blood magic. Technically, dark magic it's not even close to this.
Yeah, but there's nobody. Look how empty it is. There's nobody. This is high season too.
Yeah, right. Whoa, go back down. Go back down. This is a movie set.
Mm-hmm.
Like no, but look,
it's very Cuba. Do you not think it reminds you of Cuba and the
like
the
Victoria,
Panama.
Victoria, you've been to Blackpool or somewhere in your life, right?
I've never been to Blackpool.
Okay. So you've been to somewhere where there's a coast, right?
Yeah, I have.
Okay, so when there's lots of people at the coast, there's garbage, there's birds, there's seagulls, there's anything. And I'm not saying that there's going to be litter in the streets, but there's going to be bins that will produce smells that'll get. There's not a bird in the sky.
There's nothing wrong.
It reminds me of the Korean when they did the supermarket and they put the fake vegetables in the window.
Right. And that was the North Korea thing. Made that joke right at the start. Right at the start of the segment, I rattled that joke out.
Oh, sorry.
It's gone now. All right, I'm not letting you have it. I already claimed it. Right?
But it makes you wonder because you know what it is? This island, given the infrastructure that you have, Soho House, Mandarin, the location, should have taken off in regards to destination. So what they've done, they use Ashton Kutcher, George Clooney, David Beckham, Meghan Markle to show like, oh, there's a holiday for elites, but nobody goes there. But instead, they have this massive airport, and the reporter, I'm going to ask him, Ron, to send the videos that he got because he managed. He thought he could go, right? He was going to go and stay at Soho House. He wasn't allowed. There was no place for him to stay in spite of the fact that officially there are a couple other hotels, right? He couldn't stay. So what they did is during the night, they got a little boat and they went to the island. They were kicked out. He was able to film a little bit, but they were kicked out. There's no tourism there. And Trump in 2015, he helped build some stuff because he had a construction company and then he took off and his connection ended in 2015, 2016.
Yeah,
isn't that something?
Yeah, it's all muddy and fishy as hell because it's all the same people. It's all the same networks, right? It's like you've got one little bubble that is Hollywood and the Ron Burkles, right? And the Ron Burkles, like the area manager, who'll then talk to one of the senior ups, which is like the Epsteins, and they'll all get together. And it's like there's just enough separation for this not. Why is no one in jail? Yeah, well, you're absolutely right.
The files are just creating dust. There's nothing happening. There's no movement. From what I've been reading, some of it's so sickening, and it's the depths of disgusting and vulgar. And if any of it's true, or even if there is a whisper of something, why is it not being investigated?
And little St. James,
that's it. Exactly, Victoria. I mean, you read what Woody Allen said. Like, there's got to be a local cop who wants to just bring Woody Allen for a wee chat. Nothing. Nada. Sorry, Paula, what you
and the thing is that from Epstein Island, it's only like a half-hour flight. There's no direct flights to Canoan Island. You have to go to Barbados or St. Lucia.
Or take your little private jet.
Exactly.
Because this will be all private jets, man.
And Richard Branson is like about also half an hour by little plane. We're not even talking or helicopter, which is nothing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Right, hang on a second. The hell was I?
Trouble, isn't it? It's right before our eyes.
Yeah.
Because did you know that the Canoan Island Airport is almost twice the size of this Barbados airport? And Barbados is a major
That's
tourist.
mad. Twice the size of Barbados airport.
Yeah, almost, yeah. Isn't that something?
That's bananas. Like it really all is just ridiculous.
And yet there's no direct flights to Canoan Island because there's nobody there.
So what country is it under, or is it just privately owned?
Canoan is actually, I believe, from it's whatchamacallit, it's, I think, it's the United Kingdom somehow.
What?
From Mustique, you know the island? Mustique, the island, is only 25 miles.
I'm just curious as to know who has.
I'll find out right now, but it's only what's Canoan, and it's. I'll tell you right now. Canoan Island is the local Vicentian government, sovereignty, long-term lease, blah blah blah. It says the island is divided into luxury properties. It doesn't say. Let me see. While the local Vicentian government maintains sovereignty, so it's from St. Vincent.
St. Vincent. So that's.
But isn't it interesting because an AI tells you the island is divided into luxury properties. The Grenadine State, which is a 1,200-acre northern development, is controlled by Pignataros. That's the Italian guy. Remember that I told you that Italian guy, Pignataros firm, the one that had to pay about $400 million? The Canoan Development Corporation, which includes Mandarin Oriental Canoan. Okay, Soho Beach House Canoan, formerly the Tamarind Beach Hotel. This beachfront property is co-managed with the Mandarin Oriental, also by Pignataro, who's now owned by Ron Burkle and Ashton Kutcher.
So St. Vincent's part of the Commonwealth, though, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
So it is with the British.
Yeah. And I'll share this because this is the problem that it had. I'll show this. This is called the battleground of billionaires.
We're going to do about another 10 minutes on this, then we're going to skip over to our next one.
This is interesting. This is Canoan, a battleground for billionaires. This is Andrea Pignataro. Remember the guy I told you about? The Italian billionaire who manages Canoan nearly achieved the dream of recreating Mustique, which is about 25 miles away, which is the Royals' hunting ground. They even have their own police. A Caribbean resort that attracted billionaires and Hollywood types. It's located 14 miles, it's even less, southwest of Mustique and comprising just 5 square miles. It's part of the Grenadine cluster. And they tell you here what the authorities refuse to allow. They give you the whole story. The island's runway now is the longest in the region. Did you get that, Ron? It was expanded in 2008 to accommodate long-haul private jets, but commercial service is limited to sporadic puddle jumpers operated by Grenadine Alliance. In 2023, there were less than 4,000 arrivals on the island.
Paula, you see the flights that you've got logged from the island, from Epstein's. Is there anywhere different that they go to rather than just his island?
Well, no, but they jump to Mustique. They go to Mustique. They have destination Mustique. They have Canoan. Okay. Epstein has gone to Canoan. I remember I sent you the flight log up until 2000.
Yeah. I was wondering if
saying this, and you can see Canoan. You can see that. Yes.
Okay. Interesting.
So, Ron, you can see that the island's runway is the biggest in the entire island. We're talking Barbados, which is
the fact that Barbados is bigger than Barbados is crazy. I mean, we've all heard of Barbados. We all know these islands and the tropical holiday destinations that they are. And to think that a private island that has links, that has Soho House on it, and the individuals that it's linked to, it's nothing but dark suspicion. I'm not being like Epstein's ruined islands for celebrities from here on out. Like they are.
Yeah.
But this is the issue they have. The island faces lawsuits for allegedly blocking outside staff from accessing owner's home and banning residents who withdraw from the maintenance agreement from the Soho House, Mandarin Oriental, and Canoan State. Actually, one of the billionaires found that that somebody had placed cameras inside his home. And that was another part of the scandal. The judge issued a temporary injunction against Pignataro. Despite the controversy, some homeowners are now speaking out, expressing their desire to sell their properties in Canoan. Hurricane Beryl hit the island in July 2024, causing 90% of homes to be damaged or destroyed. The government issued an exclusion order for Aram, leading to his deportation. I mean, they have people who are literally escaping the law.
Mm-hmm.
So just going back a minute, you mentioned something about cameras in the home.
Yeah, this billionaire. This is one of the problems that this billionaire also had, that he lorded, because they're billionaires, right? So they don't trust anybody. So he brought his security team. The security team was fixing the house and stuff, and they found cameras inside the rooms, the toilets. I mean, it's unbelievable. And they're all allegedly placed by Pignataro, who owns Soho House.
Just because it reminded me of the Ellen DeGeneres story where she had cameras in the toilets and she was outed by Selena Gomez on one of the shows. It's just as to why.
Yeah, it's again cameras, elites, blackmail. It's everywhere, right?
We could do a deep dive on Canoan Island. I can actually, if you want, the guy who's doing the documentary, Ron. And I think the documentary is going to be sold to 60 Minutes or something like that, because it's by chance that he just, by following the money, he found Harry and Meghan Markle and the connection, because he found that $3 million were deposited offshore to Rachel Meghan Markle, the Duchess of Sussex. He literally was following the cartel money, and this is how he ended up into Canoan Island.
Mm-hmm.
So we can have the guy. He speaks English, you know. Here's
the thing, right? We got the thing that really is rustling my jimmies about all this, right?
Yeah,
is the privatization of Soho House and the acquisition of this island. And when you put it all together, when he's paid 1.1 billion just to get public, just to remove the limited public limited side of his company, it stops the government. Like, it stops all of us looking into his business, being able to see the finances and all of it.
Yeah, and it's quite good timing for everybody there, isn't it?
Right. And when you've got an island that's allegedly got all these luxury homes and all this luxury holiday resort real estate there, the images show nothing. That is laundering. Do you know what I'm saying?
Exactly. And I think what happened is that to keep up appearances, they sold some houses. But then with these billionaires who didn't know, like this billionaire who literally complained, that billionaire actually went, because they have their own laws and stuff there, right? So the billionaire complained, and he goes to the judge. It's like, wait a minute, you know, you sold me beachfront and this is beach view. You know how spoiled they are, right? You have to give me this. So he launches an official complaint. And this is how everything unraveled. And this is how this reporter ended up following the money, because then he found out the runway. He found out he even has the flight numbers, Ron. He has pictures with the planes landing with the suns. And he's like, and I asked him, I said, Jorge, his name is Jorge, what is the yellow? And remember, you and I were talking about it, right? And he goes, the black sun and the plane indicates people. The yellow sun indicates drugs or money, because they also move money with airplanes. I didn't know that. They actually move the physical cash.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I thought, I don't know. I don't know how
they're not tap paying for their freaking bags of Yale down in the corner. Do you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of money that needs gathered in, you know.
And you know what he found in his investigation, Ron? That these billionaires, or this money, they keep repurchasing the houses for exorbitant amounts of money. So these houses are empty, these hotels are empty, but they keep selling it, and I guess to launder the money.
Yeah. Okay. So they keep washing it through. Okay, that makes sense.
I didn't know. He was telling me, like, and with the Maduro thing was such a big thing that happened, because he threw everybody off base. Because Ron Burkle was short on cash. Maduro was going to pony it up. And then this Andrea Pignataro was hit with a $400 million or 280 euro tax thing in cash. These people are very wealthy, but not cash liquid, you know?
Yeah, asset wealthy, not cash wealthy. Yeah. Well, it's interesting. I'm going to do some more research on that, Paula. Thank you for that.
Well, send me that other email with Prince Charles and Rose.
Oh, well, it's something that we covered, but someone mentioned it earlier in the chat about Jimmy Savile and Prince Charles, and I thought we'd just share the thing about procuring girls in Scotland. Remember we did that video?
Yeah, but don't forget to send me that email, the one that.
Oh yeah, no, I'll send you everything I have. We could do a video.
No, just that one. Just that one.
Yeah, sure. No worries, it's fine. But
that is interesting that Charles was with Rose McGowan, and Rose McGowan said that she was passed on to royalty, around royalty, elites, and everything. She said that.
Yeah.
There is also, a lot of people,
I think a lot of people would be horrified to find out what the laws are in international waters and how far out you have to go before you're technically in international waters. It's terrifying. It's like 12 miles or something stupid. It's not far. Like it's really not far. It's a madness. And yeah, like it doesn't take long to get out into international waters, atrocities to occur, and then for people to end up as lobster food. Like it's true.
Girl, you know it's true. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
It's a freaking madness. Well, look, listen, we're going to jump on our next topic anyway, because the Tate brothers.
That one email, just quickly before we move on.
Did you watch?
I'm fascinated by this Canoan Island run. I'm fascinated.
I'm going to look into it. Tell me what you have, Paula.
What do you want me to share?
I sent you a WhatsApp. Just with a file with files.
Got it.
Quite interesting, just to prove that Jimmy Savile and I believe allegedly Prince Charles were in cahoots and very similar minded. Let's have a look at what they were up to, because me and Paula have covered this before, but I don't know if everybody else knows about this.
All right.
Okay, so now in the wake of the public confirmation about Savile, it is time that they did. How many children need to suffer before humanity grows up and faces the reality and sheer undiluted evil of the force that controls them? Jimmy Savile and the royal family shared a love of Scotland and the sporting event known as the Highland Games. Savile was the honorary chieftain of the Lochbar Highland Games, which he attended for 30 years. He had a secluded cottage at nearby Glencoe where Prince Charles was a visitor. Savile said after a visit by Charles in 1999, "I've had a few nosh-ups with the royals and I thought it was time I returned the hospitality." Charles sent a Christmas card to Savile in which he wrote, "Jimmy Savile, with affectionate greetings from Charles, give my love to your ladies in Scotland." The reference to the ladies was meant for the women that Savile had arranged to serve the prince during a visit to the cottage. There we go. Hello.
Sorry, mate. I was reacting to that. I was saying that is unreal. I was muted though. That is crazy. How much of this is just staring us in the face? It really, really is. And leave a comment down below. Obviously, as we dig up more, we'll report to you this week. And like I say, next topic is the brothers, the Tate brothers, the rascals. And nothing short of 59 new charges, I do believe. So I'm going to stick up. I need to mute you because your microphone, it sounds like it's because you're typing and your microphone's built into the computer. So the microphone picks up all your tapping. That's all right, though. Look, are confused. You understand, Paula? You understand? Built-in microphone tapping, you guys?
Yeah, I'm done. I'm done.
That's okay. That's all right. So Tate brothers arrested in the US. Further UK charges take the total to 59. Controversial influencers Andrew Tate and his brother Tristan have been arrested in the US after British authorities issued 38 new charges against the pair. The UK Crown Prosecution Services, CPS, said that Andrew was being charged with 7 further counts of R, as well as charges of relating to transportation and indecent images of a child. Oh.
Wait a minute. This is funny. They arrested Tate.
Let me finish. Let me finish reading the story. Then we'll all react to it, right? Because then otherwise I'm going to get derailed. Okay, Tristan's charges included 3 counts of arranging or facilitating trafficking of sex exploitation. A total number of charges against the brothers now 59, police said. The alleged offending is said to have taken place between July 2010 and August 2017. The Tates have previously denied any wrongdoing. Following their arrest, prosecutors will begin legal proceedings to extradite the brothers, who have dual citizenship with the US and the UK, the CPS has said. The charging decision followed the receipt of a further file of evidence from Bedfordshire police, and brings the total number of alleged victims in the case to 7. Malcolm McCuffle, head of Special Crime Division of CPS, said Bedfordshire and Hertfordshire police have been investigating a number of offences in what they called a complex investigation. As a result, 38 new charges were authorised against the brothers, meaning Andrew, 39, faces a total of 42 charges, and in the UK, and Tristan, 37, faces 17. The US Marshals confirmed to the BBC that the Tates have been taken into custody, while the US Department of Justice spokesperson said their arrests were persistent to extradition proceedings. No, some word to, anyway, in line with extradition proceedings. The lawyer who represents the Tates, Joseph McBride, said that the whole world knows that Tristan and Andrew are innocent. In the statement released after their arrest on Saturday evening, their enemies know best of all that their enemies know it best of all that is exactly why they have been attacked. McBride continued describing the UK charges as political hit. He said the new charges were designed to counter a defamation action filed by the brothers in the US. We are confident that once the competent judges see the facts, and that once the Department of Justice confronts these egregious abuse of its own authority, Andrew and Tristan will walk free. America does not do Britain's political dirty work for them. Right, we've got a lady from the police here who's going to tell us some stuff.
In 2024, the CPS authorised 21 charges against Andrew Tate and Tristan Tate, following our investigation into allegations of sexual offences dating back to 2012. Following the authorised, we have continued to investigate further offences reported to both Bedfordshire Police and Hertfordshire Constabulary. As a result, 38 new charges in total have now been authorised against Andrew and Tristan Tate, bringing the total number of charges faced to 59. The charges relate to 7 victims, spanning a period from 2010 to 2017. Our officers have worked closely with the CPS and both national and international law enforcement agencies as part of this complex investigation. I can now confirm that officers from the United States have arrested both Andrew and Tristan Tate in relation to this matter overnight, and they have been detained pending ongoing legal proceedings. We understand the interest that this case will generate. We would urge the public not to speculate and to allow the legal process to be carried out correctly. I want to make it clear, there is no place for male violence against women and girls in our society.
That's a lie. And this is the best decision, this is the best thing that could have happened to Andrew Tate. 100%. Do you know what I'm saying? He's a Muslim. He's coming to the UK to face charges of and attacking women. He's going to get a Kushti sentence, mate. That's how we do it here. Like, you've seen, we're about to let all of the Rotherham grooming gang out 10 years free because we've just put new legislation in place. We're housing illegal migrants like by the truckload. This is the smartest move we could have made. Get extradited to the UK, get an absolute tiny little slap on the hand, back home. Dunzo.
What's interesting though is he did put out a Twitter video a week prior to his arrest, saying that he wouldn't be extradited because they didn't have anything that would stick, and they won't tell him, apparently, according to Andrew Tate, who the victim is, who's his accuser, what the originally tell him what the charges were. And then suddenly he gets arrested in Miami a week later after putting that video out.
Well, keep in mind as well, like at least one or two of the victims have been told by the authorities that they're victims. They've not come forward and said they're victims. They've been told they're victims.
Well, forget that
Where you go?
Prince Andrew is still walking around free. Epstein, nobody from Epstein has been accused. And don't forget, Hugh Edwards from the BBC was caught with over 10,000
Mhm.
photos, and he got 6 months probation and walked free.
All of that is such. You know what? Do you remember when the files were dropping? We were like, "Where's the Andrew Tate arrest energy?" Do you know what I'm saying? Like the energy that they used to arrest Andrew Tate. That's the energy we want for the Epstein list.
Yeah, exactly. And the thing is, though, people, like, they won't tell him who it is. There's a time limit for things, and yet for Prince Andrew, the former Prince Andrew, next year it's gonna take a whole year to investigate. It's too old, blah blah blah. In Romania, these men went through hell. They used, and it wasn't just the Romanian intelligence agency. They tried to get everybody to see what they could find in these guys.
Hang on 1 second. Right. So here's the thing. Children cannot give consent. Children, CP, defending them, question mark. I'm sorry. Like, here's the thing. If they can't get him for R, right, which was what they tried to do, right, and they never got him with it, they will try and slander him for child images. Now, that could be an image of his daughter in the sun in his own private garden running around. Do you see what I'm saying? Like normal parenting stuff. And he's maybe taking a photo and they're framing it this way. You have to understand, let me finish. You have to understand that when we start looking at grand conspiracies surrounding individuals like the Tates, okay, the smear campaigns are going to be unbelievable. So I say this to you, Marcel. I think that's your name. Marcella. You're not that stupid to think that just because the government's told you something, it's true, right? Like, you've
they haven't been able to prove anything. They just slander them and they keep them in jail.
Yeah. Just let me finish. So when we talk about the grand schemes and the elites, and you sit here and you consume the content, and then you're put to the test with your knowledge of the world, and then you fall at the first hurdle because you've been told by the BBC that these are bad men. I'm sorry, it makes no sense. So but I will say this, let the court decide. You nailed that section. I completely agree. But at the same time, I've seen what the courts have done to a friend of mine who came over here in a plane and was thrown in a prison for almost a year with no violence, nothing. Anyway, sorry, ladies, carry on. Sorry.
Let Paula speak. I've got some video of Andrew Tate doing something very
quick. The thing is, though, also that Andrew Tate is your wrong kind of Muslim. He's the kind that hasn't art anybody. He's wealthy. He's not a burden to the government. So when you said come over here, maybe because you're a Muslim, no. He's the wrong kind of Muslim for the kind of people that they like. They like people who are thieves. They like people who are R-ing 9-year-old girls. They like unemployment, who are violent, who create chaos. They like men who don't generate and simply go and knife a young man to death 5 times and they cry racism. Andrew Tate is not claiming racism for anyone. He's a self-made man.
Remember, he's also mixed race. Also, we've got to be able to separate the Muslim religion from culture. So you've got to remember some cultures are very archaic and backwards in their behavior. For example, I'll give you Afghanistan or Iran, whereas you've got places like North Africa that are Muslim, which are very forward in their way of thinking. So we've got to be careful when we go sort of.
I don't think we do. I don't think we do. I don't think we do. I think we've got one book. We've got one book, right? It's all the same book it's read from, right?
No, their cultures interpret differently.
Sorry, no. Sorry.
The problem with religion.
Paula.
North Africans are very different.
Only one. Listen, if you're going to act like a lefty, right, and talk over me when I'm trying to ask you a question, there's going to be an issue. Okay, so are you saying to me that there's 2 different versions of the Quran? No, there's not. So thank you. That's all I need to.
Interpretations wrong.
No, but I kind of know. No, let me just weigh in a little bit.
The brotherhood.
Where Victoria's coming from, because I'll tell you what. I am a Catholic.
I'm not a Christian either, man.
No, but listen, I am a Catholic, and in the Catholic religion, we have those crazies that are Opus Dei. I actually have a friend of mine who's Opus Dei. Opus Dei is the absolute extreme. They whack themselves in the back, and it's like and everything, and they're Catholics. So you have extremes of everything in any religion. It's like, and I agree with that, because unfortunately, though, Victoria, it's the majority that's given a bad name to the minority, because the good behave minority, it's a minority, and unfortunately, the UK government is pandering to the bad behavior of the majority.
Mm-hmm. Well, here's I'm not disagreeing.
I
that
do not condone any of the the ruthless behavior, the disgusting behavior. I don't condone any of that, but I do know that different cultures interpret religions in different ways, especially the Muslims.
But that's not religion
in each place. No, but they interpret it different, and their culture is part of that religion.
No, it's not. No. Their cultures are governed by the religion. There's no laws in these countries that are governed by the Quran. There is just the way of the Quran. It is an ideology that is then filtered into a religion because they're trying to spread it. You see what I'm saying?
But it's an extreme version, a bit like the Talmud and the Torah. They're extreme. You've got very different.
I tell you what, once their people start coming over here and R our women and kids, I'll pay attention to their book. But currently, I'm dealing with one ideology that's coming over here and making an absolute disgrace of the entire country.
Yeah, but it really depends on the culture. I must say that, because
unfortunately,
it's the culture of all the people coming over on the boats.
Yeah, but the problem is that the cultures themselves are not compatible, Victoria. This is this is the issue that you have. The issue that you have is that the cultures are not compatible, not even in the little bit. It has nothing now to do with religion. It really, and this is one of the arguments I've always made. Religion, you can get by with it, but culture,
an excuse.
No, for example, I'll give you one of the projects that I worked, which was brutal for me, was when I was assigned in a country in Africa. And it had to do with babies and children who got AIDS. And I'm like, at the very beginning, I was very naive. I would say, how did they get AIDS? The mothers? No, grown men have cultural belief that they need to these babies to get rid of this AIDS. Right?
Yeah.
And it's like
albinos.
No, but let me just finish with that. This is something that's this is a deep belief. This is not something that you can go teach them and educate them, go to school and teach them. You can't do that, because this is deeply ingrained. It's deeply ingrained. Their treatment of women is deep. That's something that they are. This is
women, children.
So no matter if you bring them to a Western civilization with women work, where they have, they look at that and they will always treat women that way, because this is deeply. And one of my main focus of my projects was we in order to eradicate that, we would literally need to grab them when they're at birth and keep them away and ingrain in their mentality the opposite, because they grow there. This is cultural. I don't even know how to tell you. You can always teach somebody how to read and write. You can always teach somebody how to read and write. But your deep belief, your contempt for women.
It's not culture, it's ideology. We've got to understand the terminology. You could have beautiful culture in Iran. I'm sure there's wonderful culture in Iran, but the ideology that they're governed by is the issue. That's the thing.
Their belief, you know what? The better word would be their belief system.
Yeah, there you go. That's it. The better word.
Their belief system, because culture is everything. The culture is also what they believe in. That's part of their culture. What they their dances, their clothing is part of their culture, but their belief system is such. And don't forget that belief systems, religion, are very hard to beat. You cannot. You cannot just, we're going to send them to school to tell. When the Western women work and the Western women are equal, they will look at you like you're crazy.
Yeah, there's anyway, look, so we can all agree there's something going on where some cultures aren't mixing. There's too many kids being abused. Our government seems to be having a two-tiered judicial system. We've got these people being freed. They're coming in by the boatloads. They're building 40,000 new homes for them in London. This is a madness. This is a silent invasion of the entire Western country.
You know what they're doing? Cuba did this. Fidel Castro did this. He sent a bunch of boats and all the criminals, he sent them to Cuba. just like they did with Australia to begin with. So what I believe, this is just my belief, that all these people are sending all these criminal Muslims to all these Western countries rather than sending decent, hardworking people.
Hey, Amy, I've got Muslim friends, and I've asked them bluntly, how can you separate yourself from the same book that this ideology comes from? It's not like we're talking about a splinter cell of a terrorist group. We're talking about multiple nations that are governed by this ideology.
No, look at the state of the UK right now with the stabbings and everything that's happening, because what they're doing, they're burning down churches. This is happening right now. So because they can't adapt, they leave their country, and I believe that the governments are sending the worst of their people, and they're just leaving the good people behind. So they're
chopping heads off in the streets, mate. They're chopping heads off in the streets.
And the Tate brothers are caught here because the Tate brothers represent they're successful, hardworking men who are Muslims. Who are Muslims. They're successful, hardworking men who are Muslims, who have different beliefs. It's like, no, you do not marry a 9-year-old. You know what I mean?
Right. That's an Iranian thing. That's a law in Iran, isn't it? That's not a law in North Africa, where it's also heavily Muslim. This is what I mean.
What are you talking about?
Actually, Victoria, there is, because
completely wrong. What are you talking, Victoria? Listen.
So in Algeria, there's a law stating that you can marry children at 9 years old.
There's a law in our country stating you can marry children at 9 years old.
And they still do that.
That's not implemented, though, is it? That's
yes, it's implemented. Yes, you can now have Muslim weddings, Sharia law, Islamic weddings.
Are you joking me?
Listen, I'm not going into it all. We can cover it. We can cover it all.
That's not our law. That can't be
Sharia.
They just passed a law that they allow Sharia law in Parliament.
There's almost 90 Sharia courts just in your country, Victoria, not in Scotland. There's almost 90 of them in England.
Norman Baker, the former MP that I have interviewed a few times.
Why? Why would I be defending them? What are you talking about? Defending them from what? This isn't about Muslims. This is about illegal migration. It's got nothing to do with
defending Christians. This is about defending Christians. Why would I defend some other religion? This is a Christian channel. I mean, at least I'm Christian. Why would I be defending? Nobody defends Christianity. You know how many millions have been murdered in Nigeria alone, Catholics and Christians?
I know.
I am talking about the issue with illegal migration. Okay, I don't care if it's an illegal Christian, an illegal Buddhist, whatever. If you've entered this country illegally, you gotta go. You got to go, and that's all I'm saying.
I have to get going because my battery is dying. But
that's okay. That's good.
I'll catch you tomorrow, sweetie.
Yeah, that's okay. So it's a case of like, the UK has always been a multicultural world, but these cultures that come here have integrated into our society and been excited and gone through a process and enjoyed, integrating and being like, oh, I'm here, I'm in the UK, I've got my passport, hell yeah. That is not the case now, and this is. And again, we don't have to delve into it again, Victoria, but that's not.
Look into it because I didn't know that had passed.
It's just not the case, right? Oh well, and you know what's interesting, right? You wouldn't know until you were told to go and look for it, because it's not being shouted at you, and it's silent, Victoria, and it's really.
Okay. I'm going to look into it because I had no clue of that.
You want to look into the new legislation that they've just passed to shave a third off of all of the grooming gang prisoners as well, so they get out early.
Yeah, and I know that he can't be extradited because
that's the leader guy. So they're trying to they're trying to change.
I was aware of that, but I wasn't aware of the law. I'm going to look into that. I think that's quite disturbing.
Again, I'm sorry for jumping down your throat. It's just
I mean, I genuinely wouldn't have thought that would have happened. I got my head buried in other research, but that is scary.
You know about the YouTube stuff, right? Like the new legislation that's passed for the government is now enforcing new legislation for every social media platform that they're only allowed to recommend mainstream news outlets and pre-approved whitelisted creators on homepages and for you feed. Victoria, it's been a while. I'm glad you're here. I love you. Can you just quickly, for 2 minutes, just tell everybody what you've got planned and what's coming up next with you?
Oh, well, I'm just really deep diving into the Epstein files and continuing to piece things together. I've got a lot of information on Thailand and the royals in Thailand, royals in Bangkok, a lot of Meghan Markle and her involvement with the Epstein files. Fergie. I'm just going down the rabbit hole. I'm going to continue to go down the rabbit hole because I do believe that AI sometimes misses some of these vital pieces due to spelling mistakes. So if you go through it yourself manually, you will find more information, and just piecing together times and logistics of the files. Also, Clinton's quite heavily heavily focused for me at the moment for different reasons, but it's pretty scandalous, some of the stuff to do with teenage girls. So that'd be something, if you wanted to follow that, then please just come over to the channel. But yeah, that's about it really. I'm just going deep diving into the Epstein stuff at the moment. I do have a few interviews coming up. One Epstein survivor is coming on the show as well, and she's going to be talking to me. She's not done an interview before, so that'll be interesting.
Mm-hmm. And again, I was talking to someone called Amy, right? So she's saying, I don't have Muslim friends because I'm not defending them. Listen, this isn't about British Muslims. None of this has got anything to do with any British Muslim citizen. Nothing. Nada. Zip. It's entirely to do with the illegal immigration and the ideology that comes with it and what that means. And I'll be honest with you. I mean, I was half joking about the Tates making a good decision coming back here. But what do you think we're going to end up seeing with the Tates? Because obviously I feel like this is a grand silencing because of the sheer volume of their reach. You know, and you can call it toxic masculinity. You can call it what you want, but you can go and do your own investigation into how many young men have bettered themselves from stepping away from being obsessed with materialism and focused on making money and bettering themselves and setting up businesses, because you have no idea how much bullshit there is when it comes to male influencers. 10x baby, 10x, and all of this stuff. It's a madness.
I did want to share with you though a video of him trying to give away his phone while he's being arrested. I've just popped it.
Hell yeah, I'd be giving away my phone too. I'd be eating my phone. Okay, that's what I'd be doing.
There's a little video at the bottom there that I've sent down.
Standard. Eat your phone, eat the contents of the ashtray in the car.
Scroll it down slightly, you can see.
I can't scroll shizness.
Can I do it?
Yeah, you can. Yeah. What is your internet connection? Is this like have you gone? Are you in the past? Like, have we dialed into the 90s here? Like, what's going on here? Like, what is happening?
Is that it? See it now? Oh, God.
What? It's completely gone now.
Is it gone? No. Are you joking?
I tell you what, right? You figure yourself out. I'm just going to go over. You just do your thing, Victoria. I got you. All right, I got you.
Wow, that's crazy. Right, there you go. It's back. It's back.
It's back. It's back. I know. I had your back. Don't you worry.
It's the pressure of live entertainment, you know.
Hell yeah, I'd be giving away my phone. Hell yeah.
Yeah, but you do wonder what, why though? I mean, if it was that, what do you mean? Oh, that's because you've clearly never had any criminal aspect to your existence. Okay, you're a goody two shoes, Victoria. That's why. Okay, clearly, because I'm telling you what. See the jewelry he was wearing. He's never seen that again. That's getting wish.com right away. Okay, right away. And I'd be getting rid of my phone 100%. Even if, of course I would. I'm going to be rummaging about in there, taking pictures of my junk over the last 5 years that I've owned this phone. I need them scrolling through some shiz. You know what I'm saying? Oh, wait. Everybody's commenting on his outfit as well, how it's quite feminine. What do you think of his
listen, see, if you're that wealthy, you can wear a peach shirt. Are you talking about, this is a sick shirt. I would wear this shirt. What are you talking about?
Well, he's got rather tight pants on, isn't he?
Are you talking about wait, I take it back. Okay, this one. Okay, no, I can't defend that. That is bad. That is straight up like bisexual rent boy. Like high-end bisexual rent boy fashion. I thought we were talking about the other one. Please understand. I was talking about the other shirt, not the nipple shirt. Okay.
Yeah, his nips out.
Do you know what I'm saying? Oh. Yeah, if I was ripped like Andrew Tate, I wouldn't wear a shirt ever. Like I would be the worst. I would be the worst ever. 100%.
I don't think he does wear a shirt
crazy
very often, actually. I think he's got his top off quite a lot in his videos.
So would I. So would I. Do you know what I'm saying? You can maybe, like, women, you know, work, whatever, people work all the time and they'll have, like, save up and get a car, right? And they'll show it off. But he just put his time into abs and never eaten bread. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I couldn't give up bread and cheese. Like, I just couldn't. I just can't. Like, I'm trying. Some serious skinny jeans. I don't understand skinny jeans. Like, it's a sensory overload just thinking about skinny jeans. Like, it really is. Like, it freaks me out. So we'll keep an eye on this with the Tates. Like I say, it's all breaking news. But do you want to hear? Do you want some more? Do you want some nightmare fuel?
Go on then.
Now, okay, hang on, I can't find it. We've got an increasing outbreak of Ebola taking place over in Africa, right? And I just, every time I see a disease rising, I think back to when the Jeremy times were building up and the amount of live streams I done taking the mickey out of people worrying about a flu coming out of China. All right. Okay. And then how everything kind of spiraled out of control. So I think we're up to like 1,000 fatalities now of this Ebola outbreak in the Congo. Like, it's mad. The germs that lurk in places like the Congo, like jungly places, like the Amazon. Everything in the Amazon just wants to kill you, right? But I just wanted to bring this up. Ebola outbreak soaring, the daily death toll as facilities in the Democratic Republic of Congo near 1,000. Do you know what? Do you know what I think proves that no countries are really wanting to take us out right now, Victoria? Is that like China or Russia hasn't just like kidnapped a French tourist, injected them with some disease and sent them over here. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, I feel like that. I don't understand how all of our enemies haven't been like, actually, wait a minute.
Well, chemical warfare. This is the new thing, right? Well, it's been out for a while, but
it's way better for business. From a colonization point of view, you want to get everyone dead, but keep the infrastructure, right? Do you know what I'm saying? You don't have to rebuild stuff. You know what I'm saying? So
Ebola is quite prevalent out there. It breaks out quite often, but 1,000 cases is quite a lot, and they've got to be able to contain that somehow.
Well, I think the big news on this is new Ebola cures. I think that's the big thing on this story. It's not so much that I mean, it is the fact that there's 1,000 dead. That's quite mad. But it's in the region of the world where we, like, if I got Ebola, people would be worried, but this is the region of the world where it kind of happens. The 37 deaths recorded in the 24 hours spanning Friday to Saturday came out of 2,343 cases that had been confirmed on Saturday. Now, I remember growing up, I seen that movie about Ebola, right? And it really,
it's quite scary, that.
Quite scary, bro. That ruined. I shouldn't have watched that as a kid. Like, I shouldn't have watched that. It was called Outbreak, I think. It was a little
from the monkeys. Yeah,
little monkey. Yeah,
I remember that. That was pretty horrific.
The outbreak began 2 months ago on May 15th, and is fast growing Ebola outbreak. It's the fastest growing. See, this is what worries me. Right, like this is what, and sure, it might be the fastest outbreak where they've got 2,340, and the previous one was 2,330. Right, it might not be a big increase, but this also sorry, ADHD. What happened to all those people on those boats? Do you remember, like, the rat disease that all the people on the cruises got? Like, what? Did they all get?
There was a certain virus that broke out, and then it just sort of disappeared.
Yeah, but did it just sort of disappear, or did they stop talking about it and now everyone's like gone? Because can someone in the side chat just tell me if they know any updates on that? Because what happened to all those boats? There was literally people sending like short form content out, panicking. So yeah, we need to look into that, unless there's nothing to look into. Part of the reason the virus has carved such a devastating path through the Central Africa is because the virus responsible for the outbreak, the virus is less common than other causes and has no approved vaccine for treatment. Brilliant. So it's the biggest outbreak ever with the deadliest strain ever that doesn't have any known vaccination. Sick. The virus is highly contagious and can be passed from people to people from wild animals. In the human population, it's spread through contact with bodily fluids of an infected person, such as vomit, blood, semen, as well as through contact with contaminated surfaces and material, such as bedding and clothes. Oh my God! In its latest update, the Democratic of Congo health minister said that 724 patients are currently in isolation in the hospital, and that is intensifying response efforts in impacted health zones. The ministry said patient care and support capacities are consolidating with 22 new recoveries in 24 hours. Okay. While the disease is rare, it is severe and often fatal. The latest spike of deaths comes as a response in the worst affected province of Ituri, where hampered by safety fears. In total, five of the country's 26 provinces have been impacted, all in the eastern region where rebel violence also runs rampant. Oh my god. Like it's just one to keep an eye on. The Jeremy Times taught me a lot about when things are, are outbreaking and all the rest of it. And like we've heard Ebola is just one of those scary things. Like I say, Outbreak, the movie, it kind of puts the fear of that into you. And it's the last thing we want going everywhere, right? So again, I'm just going to keep an eye on it so you don't have to. All right? Just going to keep an eye on it so you don't have to. And we spoke earlier about the hills in Edinburgh being on fire. I'm pretty sure that's all under control now. And I don't know what else. I don't know what else to tell you. Like the world is just as mad as it was on Friday. The UK and America. Oh no, wait! Spain won the World Cup. That was it. We need to talk about that, but we can save that for when all the traumatic stuff's over. Anything else you want to throw in from the trauma pot?
No, I think we've covered everything.
All right, cool.
Yeah, but I think there's some people in isolation, so I think they're kind of containing it. I've just had a little look. It spreads quite quickly, doesn't it, Ebola? But again, I think they would have to screen surely for flights and what have you. So I think we're okay for now.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how many people are just nipping over the Congo. I
know some people that are from the Congo, but London's kind of very multicultural. So I do know some Congo people.
No, I don't mean the people. No, I imagine there's a bunch of people from the Congo coming here. I'm just saying there's not a lot of us going to the Congo. That's what I'm saying.
Some people go back to Congo from London, so it does happen, but it depends on what part they're in, I think, as well.
I mean, is Ebola just arsenic poisoning? Is it? It seems like a virus that munches your skin off. I mean, I don't know much about arsenic, bro, right? But I think I think you might want to further your studies into this per se. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying I don't know what I'm talking about. So yeah, you know what I'm saying? The man with the most gorgeous beard of all beards. The most beardiest of beards.
There is a conspiracy that they're being tested on in Africa a lot as well, which I don't know. I've got to look into that a bit more. I'm not really too sure.
Of course they are.
What the realms of that are. But it's got a lot to do with the WHO, so I don't know. And then that's also connected to the royals, and that's also connected to Epstein. So they're all kind of entwined, don't they? And it's like a big spider web.
There's a conspiracy coming out from Africa and some remote parts around Africa where they're now saying that their children are being gathered up and taken away in containers under the guise that their children are more pure for talking to off-worlders because they've not been subjected to what Western children have with food and toxins and all of that stuff. So there's our nightmare fuel scenario for parents out there. It's just another fun day on planet Earth where everything gets more confusing one generation at a time. It really does.
Complicated world we're living in right now.
Yeah. Well, look, I think we've covered a bunch. We're back tomorrow. It's been a good show, and hopefully tomorrow my mother won't arrive at 12 o'clock with a bottle of red wine. And I need a nap. I need a nap right now. I need a nap and a nice hydrating beverage. But I just want to say thank you to everyone for being here. Thank you for all of your support. The show is growing every single day, and that's down to you guys. I can't thank you enough. I'll be live later on over on my channel. I was going to have the thumbnail ready, but the thumbnail's not ready. So we're done. And I'll be live there. So come and check that out. If you're a part of my Discord, you'll get a notification there. Make sure you like and subscribe. All the channels will be linked via the collab link after this turns into a video. And thank you. Thank you for your support. And it means the world to me. So thank you. Seriously. Thank you. And Victoria, thank you too.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate it. And thanks for running the side chat. See you soon.
Thanks. We'll see you the next.
Bye. Bye.
Dun, dun, dun.